Hello everyone. On today's episode, I'm going to attempt to make a knife blade out of this agate chunk I found in Arizona. It's a beautiful piece with some really nice water lines on it. So let's go give it a shot. Okay, this is how the knife turned out after I cut it on the trim saw. It turned out pretty good. Not too bad. I haven't sharpened it yet, but I previously polished one side of the stone earlier just to see how it turned out, but it looks like it's going to work out really well. So now on to the next step. We got to throw it on the old diamond slap lap, my custom made one. As you can see, I have it on a drill press with a water line coming down to it. And just turn it on, water goes. I also use these diamond discs that work really well. So that make sure it's nice and supported so you don't break it in half. It's turning out pretty nice. Okay, I go from about 50 to about 3,000 grit on these, but I won't bore you with going through every stage. Okay, now for the final step, 3,000 grit. Okay, I'm done with the polishing. Check out the shine on that. Looking good. Okay, now it's time to sharpen the blade. So to sharpen the edge, I'm gonna start with a 120 diamond disc and then go down to a 240. And it'll sharpen it pretty good, but you know, it'll mainly just be a display piece. So let's give it a shot. Okay, I'm done sharpening it. There's a little bit of serration on the edge. Not much I can do about that, but I'm surprised it got pretty darn sharp. Let me get a end view here. Look at that. Not too bad, huh? Probably won't cut much, but that's okay. Still pretty awesome. Okay, now it's time for the wood handle. All right, this is the piece of wood I'm going to use. It's a curly maple. It's got some nice figure to it. That's the shape I'm going to cut out. And then I will drill and use a Dremel to cut out a hole for the tang to fit in. And then I will use some epoxy to glue it in. And I think I'm going to stain this a black color. I think that'll turn out really good. Nice contrast for the two. So let's get cutting. Okay, now I got the shape cut out that I want. Before I round it off to make a nice grip out of it, I'm going to drill out and Dremel out a hole for the tang. Okay, I got it in. It's still loose, but it fits in there perfect. I had to use a few things like a drill, a Dremel, and some chisels, but I got it in. It looks good. Now for rounding off the handle. All right, I got the rough trim of the handle done on the bandsaw. And now I will take it to the drill press and use some drum sanders to get the rest of that curve done. Part here takes a while to get the right shape I'm looking for. So I won't bore you with this. I'll show you when it's all done. Okay, I got the handle rounded off the way I want it. With the drum sander. Now it's time for a whole bunch of hand sanding. Okay, I hand sanded it down to 250 grit. It's looking pretty good. Now, what I like to do is I like to get it wet with some water and let it dry, and then so it brings out the grain, and then sand it down 250, and then I'll do a little wet sanding down to about 1,000 grit, and that'll be it. It's not necessary. 250 is usually good enough, but I go a little over the top and go down to about 1,000 grit, wet dry, and then that'll be it. And then we'll go on for staining. So let's finish this up. See, as you can see, after you get it wet, it really brings out the grain. So you can sand all that off and give it ultra smooth finish. Okay, let's sand her down again. See, once you sand it down, it gets rid of all that grain that popped out and give you an ultra smooth finish. Now I'll do it one more time, do a wet dry with 1,000 grit. That really pops out the figure in the curly maple. So let's continue. Okay, I have it stained black. Man, this is gonna be beautiful. Wait till you see it with a clear coat on it. Okay, on to the next step. Okay, all done. Got it lacquered up with 5 coats of clear, and I used epoxy to glue in the blade. It's all done. Check it out. The handle turned out beautiful. There's not as much figure on this side as there is on this side, but it's still beautiful. Perfect size grip. The blade turned out really nice. The blade's nice and square to the handle. It's got a decent sharpness to it. but it really won't cut much. It's another display piece. You can even see through it. Check that out. Very cool. So it'll go along nicely with my other one I made. The handle's a little bit longer than the first one, but the blade's longer as well. So, okay, that's it for this one. Till next time.